Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to the Monday night show. Tonight is going to be exciting. As long as we get some people to jump in here with jump in here with us, we're going to be talking about the drone meetup coming up, and I know a lot
Yeah.
of y'all are excited about that.
hmm
Al, what's
Yes.
going on, buddy?
Not much. Just kind of, gearing up for this South, what is South Florida,
South
Southwestern
Florida meetup.
Florida meetup. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's a mouthful. Apologies if I tore it up. I had a chance to hang out
Yeah.
with Brad this weekend, and he's working real hard on making coasters for the meetup.
Yeah. I
I
saw
do
some
have
skulls.
Yeah, that's all the skulls, but here's the one from last year he made,
Oh, cool.
right? And this is the one Brad made for me.
Oh, that's cool.
And these are the ones he made for Kelly at Spin Up. Oops, going the wrong way. Sorry. And I love his logo, Don't Fly Alone.
Yep.
And Kelly is the nicest person ever. So it's always really nice to give back to the community. So guys, we're going to be showing up down there. I know Brad and I are driving down there. And what are your travel plans for the meetup, Robbie?
Me and David are going to drive down from Nashville. So, bar permitting, we're not in war. In order to get here, to get to Asia, you got to
Bite
fly
your
over
tongue.
Russia.
Bite your tongue, my
Hey,
friend.
but we don't know. We don't know. This world has been so crazy in the last couple of years, and people started coming out of COVID, and things started being a little better. And then the daughter comes home yesterday, and she goes, "The girl to the right of me and the girl to the left of me, they both have COVID in their
Oh,
school." So her mom asked her, "Are they good friends? Like, do you play with them, touch them, hug them, anything?" She goes, "Yeah, I do it all." We're like, "Oh shit, here we go again." So she's here for 3 days at home, and we got to give her another test, and then we're going to see whether or not she's positive or not. And if she is, of course, my wife has to stay home because she works in the revenue office and she deals with customers all day long, and they don't want her there if the daughter's got it. And so I'll be here in front of the computer. It'll give me some time to catch up on some stuff I need to do for the drone stuff anyway. So, but that is my plan. So me and David are going to drive down, and he's going to bring his Mini 2, and I'm going to bring my Air 2S and my Mavic 3, and gonna kind of go from there. So, and what is your plan? You're going down there. I think Brad is traveling with you, or what?
so we were thinking about that, but we weren't able to make our accommodation mesh. So,
Uh huh.
because both of our wives are going, and so we're going to make a vacation out of it, Robbie. So, um,
Well, that
we're
better
going to
be a
be
vacation because Julie cooks for you all the time. So it's time you got to take Miss Julie out and feed her at a good
agreed.
restaurant.
So we'll be down in the in that area. I forget what location we're going to be at. We're going to be Singer Island Thursday night, and we'll be staying almost the whole week there, and then we check out on Wednesday. No, we'll be there the whole week. Sorry, it's we check out on Thursday of the next week. So,
Yeah.
we're hoping to hook up with Ray and his wife and maybe do some kayaking and some paddling on Tuesday. And so, who here in the chat or can you guys let us know how long you guys are going to be down there? Hey, Scott, Jackrabbit, if he's here, so let us know. Place It Here is here also. That sounds, and yeah, let us,
Lost Girl Adventures was first. I
yeah,
sent her a message and I
Angela,
laughed. I said, "Yeah, you're definitely first." And I said,
yep.
"Jackie too." Matter of fact, I
And,
hear something at the door. Somebody's here. Oh, look, it's Johnny Drumflyer.
hey, Johnny, what's
You
up,
caught
man?
me. You caught me. I was trying to. I've been out. I've been outside flying. Been flying this Anafi right here.
Oh my gosh, that thing is a blast.
It is. It is. I haven't. I've fired it up, charged all the batteries, and hey, been flying it for about an hour. And these guys was trimming a big. They had 4 trees left over here in the neighborhood. We were talking about them yesterday. And they done got all 4 of them uh, taken down already today. So it's big old pine trees. Yep. So I've got some video of it.
Yeah.
So is that a
So
So
new
how y'all
drone for
doing?
you, Johnny?
You what?
Is that a new drone for you?
No, I've been having it. I had bought it refurbed at Paradenofi from Woot and for
Yeah.
$299. But it's fun to fly. The only I'd say would negative would be the range on this thing. You got to be careful. Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
But
So
it's fun to
Angela's
fly.
going
It's
to
good.
be Angela's going to be on Tyrannified channel not this Thursday, but the week after that. So stay tuned, guys. And looks like DeMarco Jones. Hey, DeMarco. And don't forget, Jenna C will be on the Duranified channel this Thursday. So definitely support Jenna. Jenna, guys, she's just about completed her first FPV build, and
Oh
that's
yeah,
going to be
she's
the
building. She's
conversation.
building one that kit. She's doing that kit, isn't she?
No, she decided to pass up on the kit, and
Oh,
she piecemealed everything herself. So
oh wow.
she did a lot of her procurements from Banggood and Amazon, if I remember correctly. I don't see her in the chat, so Mr. Ray Keller's here also. Hey Ray, Chris is here.
Yeah, just got through. I was watching Ray and Maddie and Mark. In between, I was flying. I had the Mini 2 up in the Anafi, so kind of listened to them too, and they had a great show.
Yeah, it's always always good to see all those boys out there. So, Jackrabbit FPV, where are you at this month? Are you still in Florida, or I
Yeah, I
think
think
so.
Jack still is.
Yeah, because I know
But
he does some.
Robbie, you're coming to the South Florida Drone meetup, right?
Yeah. Me and David are both coming as long as we're not at war. I mean, me and Al were talking about that before. Just so you know, everybody, in order to get to Asia, you got to go over Russia, unless you go around Australia. So we'll wait and see what happens. But yeah, me and David are already scheduled to come down. We're gonna drive down from Nashville. See what happens. But yeah, we got some shirts, and I'm trying to make sure we get the right size shirts. I talked to Ray, and Ray said he thinks everybody's a large and he said large and XXXL. Well, hell, I ain't an XXL. Neither are you and Al. So I was gonna make some shirts and give some shirts away along with the stuff that World Drone Community is donating, Mini, along with the GoPro and some action cams. So we wanted to give some shirts away too. And I think he said he had 74 people.
Yeah,
74
79. I mean, right, yes, it's close to 80 people.
Yeah, so who are the people actually kind of putting the whole thing together? Obviously, Ray and you, Johnny, and Brad and Maddie. Anybody else?
Well, you got really Ray and Brad, and of course you got Bill Renane helping out down there, and of course Ken Hoffbauer. He was one of the original guys that kind of set it up last year. Of course, Ken had to leave, and I do want to congratulate Ken on that. He had a great implosion video yesterday.
Oh, good.
If Robbie, have you seen that?
I'm
I
going to
haven't
check
seen
it
it.
out
Al,
right
see if you
now.
can find it because me and Al did one when they
Yeah, I'm
did
going to.
the electric
Yeah,
company
I
down here.
know Ken's in the chat here, but yeah, I think Dennis Lovelady drove all the way from his house to Ken's kind of on a whim. Ken was talking about that on I'm not sure what stream, maybe Adrian's or either I don't remember Saturday or Friday night maybe, and Dennis drove down there and they got to film it. So
That's awesome. Yeah, because we're on the chat with Coffee in the Morning with Rodney Bell, and
yeah,
I showed the video that we put together, Robbie, of the Dominion Power implosion,
Yeah,
and kind of give him some context how that whole thing went. How we were good Boy Scouts and we updated our firmware, and then the geo fencing occurred and we couldn't fly into the area we wanted to, like we had
yeah,
rehearsed the
exactly.
day before. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
uh,
Ken's in the chat. I mean, you probably can pull it up from his channel there and show it. I know he doesn't mind,
yeah,
but
yeah. I'm trying to find his channel again. I know I'm subscribed
his
to it,
is
but
Ken's is place it here.
place it here. Yeah.
Yeah, I can pull it up if you want. And
Either way, it doesn't matter. I got it up now.
okay, yeah, and you'll see it.
everybody in the chat, put your shirt size in Because I know a lot of you that are in the chat are going to the meet. Put your shirt size in so I know.
Oh, Robbie, look, this is what
Oh, it
David
turned
sent me.
out
So
good.
I put it on a mouse pad. Yeah.
How'd it come out when you pressed it? Good?
Yeah,
I mean, I
yeah,
can
it looks
see it,
great.
but yeah.
Yeah, come out really good. Simple to make, fairly cheap. So hey, it was a little giveaway. I'm gonna bring some, and
Sure.
they had Bob K. Robbie, you were talking. I believe it or not, a couple people I know Ray. I was talking. They have I don't say a bunch of 2X and even have some 3X. So yeah, and a lot of those, people don't like those shirts that fit tight. I know that's
Yeah, exactly. It's
No,
sticky because we get hot out there.
you got to be
That's
loose, you know.
yeah. Look,
yeah,
look,
that's one thing about
Maddie's little skinny ass wants an extra XL.
well, he's tall, but Maddie's
But you
tall
know
for what
what?
I
He's tall. Yeah, he's tall.
so he needs
Yeah,
that
yeah,
because he's got the shoulders and the height. And that's the problem I run into here. I mean, this shirt's long that I bought,
Yeah,
but normally here, like when I buy a large, my damn belly button's hanging out over here. Their large here is like a medium in the US. So I have to wear like an extra large shirt here in order to get it to fit. So let's take
yeah.
a look at this video a second, and we'll pick up where we were.
okay, sounds good. So this is place it here. It's kind of half hour, and here we go.
Wow. Yeah, it looks nice, buddy. It's
Yeah,
pretty.
they were able to get I think this must be with the Mavic 3, maybe Dennis's, the Zoom. Or Ken maybe shot this with the Air 2S. Ken's in the chat here. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Kim, what did you shoot this with when you did it? Let us
There
There
it
it
know.
is.
goes,
Wow.
guys. Check it out. That was a good one. And let's
It
see
sure
how
was.
far the cloud goes. Here we go in slow mo. You can see the charges going off in sequence.
Air 2S. Okay.
Yeah, I can't see
Wow.
my. Oh, I can do comments here.
You know, the difference with this one, Al, than the one we did was the buildings weren't so close as you could see. The one behind it could have been, but the one that we filmed, I mean, we had literally buildings taller than this one all the way around it. So you had a limited view of the one that we did.
Yeah, check out this cloud, man.
Wow.
Wow.
And it's the wind is blowing inland, as you can see.
And they did have a no-fly zone. Of course, they were set up out of it. And Ken said they actually pulled next to, I think, a news vehicle, maybe. So they kind of like park right next to this guy. So I think that he said, hey, maybe everybody, and because the cops were passing. And of course, they were out. It was a legal flight, and so everybody was thinking that they were with that part of that news crew. So that made it easy, without having to answer anybody's questions, maybe.
You know, it
Yeah,
looks like
check
you
out those
could have flown
cables,
from right
antenna
here,
cables.
Robbie. It looks like you could
I'm
have
sorry?
flown. It looks like you could fly from right here. See all the
Yeah, but look
cars?
in front of the camera. Can you see those cables?
Yeah, that's that TV station or something. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, I'll tell you, for as far as he zoomed with that, it's clear for as far because I've noticed on the Mavic 3, it zooms good, but honestly, after you get so deep, it's fuzzy.
Yeah, that's why I was
Well,
thinking that might have been with the 3, Dennis's 3. But yeah, that's pretty because he was a pretty good ways from there,
yeah, you can see the communication tower right here, and then you can see how far that cloud is gone. So we're probably talking a quarter mile to a mile right there, and that's what Ken's illustrating here. And then he's doing a complete pan all the way around.
There's a baseball field there. I don't know who. And Ken, where was this at? I know it was North Florida. I mean, but how far from you?
This is Jacksonville Jaguar Stadium right there, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, Jacksonville.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, I
nice.
recognize the stadium. I've been to a game there once, but it wasn't a football game. It was a soccer game. Um, yeah, looks nice.
Look at that parking lot. They got one car in the parking lot.
Hey, that's a good place to go FPV flying, Johnny. Nobody will bother you.
Too much concrete.
Yeah, well, and then this would be a freaking. You look how many targets you got to follow around. They're
Yeah,
all
no lie.
leaving.
You could tell he was stretching on the zoom on this one. You could see.
Yeah, and one of the
Wow.
things is if you would have shot it in 60 frames a second or 120 frames a second, it wouldn't have been so blurry on the pan.
Look at
But
he could walk across the inlet there with
with all the
all the
boats,
boats.
yeah. Look at them all;
Yeah.
they're all leaving, man. This is when craziness hits. And this one here looks like a police boat.
Pretty cool, pretty cool. That was fun though. I know Ken had talked about doing that, and of
Yeah,
course
Saturday morning.
Dennis drove now. So yeah, that was fun. It's a great video, Ken.
Yeah. Really.
Oh, I thought he was showing us
Good
something he
stuff,
lost.
man.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, that was good. And that was
Yeah,
what did he say? It was the Air 2S or the Mavic 3?
that was the Air
2S.
2S.
Air 2. Okay. Wow.
Yep, the
Yeah, I'll
2S.
tell you, it's almost a one drone for somebody that, I mean, a lot of us buy drones to have extras and fly and collect but honestly, if you're just going to get a one drone that'll do it all, uh, Air 2S does it. You got your zoom, you got enough weight and power to fight the winds when you're flying it, and it's just the drone. It really
Oh,
is.
yeah, absolutely. If you don't fly that drone for say a week or two or something, and you get into, like I guess when I got my the Nano, I flew it yesterday, which really turned out nice. But when you go back flying Air 2S, like you really appreciate it. I mean, not that it's just so
Quality.
smooth, and yeah, it really
It's
is.
quality. True quality, no doubt, all the way around quality. And it's the same thing when you get into the Mavic 2 Pro or you get the Phantom 4 up. Oh my gosh, you could tell the quality. But Johnny, let's talk about the Nano Plus. I know you and I had some conversations over this weekend because you were doing some hyperlapses. Can
Yeah,
you
yeah.
elaborate and give the audience some context
Well,
about the Nano Plus?
I did send mine back. I guess about I don't know. With the dampeners, they replaced it, and of course updated firmware. Of course, and I've flown it probably I guess 5 or 6 times. So yesterday morning, uh, I actually went over the softball field from here, the sports complex, and I guess
Right?
it's probably 15, 16, 1700 feet, whatever, straight shot. But anyway, yeah, and I put a little short video up, and it really turned out nice. I put it on the big screen, and really didn't see any jello. I know some people. Uh, I haven't really. I got a lot of uh, positive comments, so I don't know if it's fixed totally, but I think they keep tweaking that drone and just give it a little time. I know it was expensive. I know Robbie, you got rid of. Yeah, well, you sent it to Al. Okay, that's the one Al has.
Yeah.
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 But if you can check that video out, and I thought it did really good. And now it was really windy yesterday, and now I will say this: it is slow as crap in the smooth mode.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh,
Yeah.
yeah.
great to
But
film in, but don't you're not coming back home in that mode.
no
At
way.
least
Exactly.
now
And if
the
you do
normal and the
return, right?
ludicrous is fine, but it really but it's a I guess it's a tripod mode, but it's pretty damn slow. But hey, that's not a bad thing as far as when you're filming. So
Yeah,
yeah, and
and
I was
when you
shooting
hit,
some hyperlapse, and yeah, and Al, the thing I did after it shot, it seemed like because on the river one day I did it, and I put that video right up from the river. But yesterday maybe it didn't finish, or I don't really know. But I did try it again, and it did. It creates that little. I think it's a well, you can go for 3, 4, 5 seconds. Of course, 5 seconds is 150 shots, where 3 seconds is I think 75 or so. So yeah, it takes a little while to take 150 pictures. But
it
Yeah.
really is worth blowing the whole battery on a hyperlapse if you got a good scene. So crank it up to about 500 frames or pictures, and you will blow the whole battery on the hyperlapse. But
yeah,
it gives you the context. You could kind of create, make that your opening scene to give people context of where the location is and what's happening around you.
right.
So I really do like if you're trying to tell that story, instead of saying, "Hey, look at this. This is really cool. I'm going to put some music to it." If you're trying to make a story out of it, this is the location I'm going to be flying at, and you can see the activity that's happening. That really is a pretty decent hyperlapse for a little drone like that because the Mavic 2 does not do that. So it has an advantage there, in my point of view. Unless you load Merlin or Lychee on your phone app to control it. It looks like Michael and Sergio are both in the house. Oh, just Sergio. God, hey Sergio.
Robbie, I put this in. You might, if you can show a little bit of it. I mean, you don't have to show. You can bump it up, but this is kind of a great shot, and you can see it from there.
Wow.
And the grass is starting to turn a little green on you.
Well, that's that field is turf right there. The field itself.
Yeah, I mean
It's
around
real
there.
green.
Yeah, the real grass.
You know,
Yeah, it is.
we
Yeah,
didn't have.
we've had some. Matter of fact, I've had to get the cemetery cut this week. So
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so everybody's been busy around here fertilizing, and putting the weed killer down with it.
I think you got to hit play, Robbie.
I think
I'm sorry. No, you got to hit play.
you got to
I
hit
got it
play.
up, but it won't.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's on your end, Johnny.
let's see
Here,
here.
try it again.
I'm sorry. There you go.
You'll have to share it again, I guess.
I don't know
Yeah.
what I did. Let me see here.
Hey,
There we
Matt
go.
Bagwell, I try to call you this weekend, see if we can do an impromptu flight. I know you've been busier than hell.
There we go. There we go.
Closer to the softball field.
Is that high
But yeah,
school, Johnny?
it looks pretty smooth. I mean,
Yeah. Have you tried the circle hyperlapse yet? You'll see some really good results with that too,
I
Johnny.
haven't tried the circle. Yeah, you can see the wind. Look at the flags; they're blowing. I mean, they had a real strong wind yesterday. You can see the flags in the outfield there.
So are you impressed with the Nano Plus now that you got it, tuned in a little better?
Yeah, I was definitely felt a lot better yesterday after putting a card in, and of course, yeah, the good thing is it's gotten a lot better. Of course, hey, $950, and people argue that it should have come, just like out the box and no problems, but hey, it happens, and hey, I know they had satellite acquisition problems with the Mavic 3. They had some horizon issues. So hey, it happens. Just give these guys time to hope that we can get it corrected.
If you look hard
Yeah.
enough, every drone is going to have Jello in it. Every drone, even the Air 2S has it. Even the Mavic 2 Pro has it. Where you're
Right.
flying it. It's
Right.
just
Well,
one of those inherent things, and a lot
Well-
of time it has to do with the frame rate you're shooting at.
Right.
Because I noticed that if you shoot in 24 frames a second, Johnny, with the Nano Plus, you'll notice a little bit more of it because the shutter's staying open a little longer, and therefore you'll be able to capture that little shake.
Right. Well, I feel like it's something now you can work with, and I think it'll be okay in the long run. Of course, hey, the big difference between that and DJI, DJI is going to get theirs, and you kind of like maybe
Yeah.
hoping that Autel will get theirs right. So, and of course, Robbie, you got the Light Plus. No, you have the Light Plus, right? Yeah, and that
Yeah, that
I know
one's-
Bobo, they love it,
Yeah,
and Billy. So a lot
I
of
had
people
some
like
issues.
that.
Yeah, I had some issues with mine, but going back to the Nano Plus, I like that Autel stepped up and helped you. They gave you a free battery when you sent it back.
Yeah.
So we're in the process of sending ours back to have them change whatever they need to change to while they'll still do it and they get that done. But the issue that I had with the Light Plus was the LED didn't work. The front right LED didn't work. So I called the rep and let him know, and he didn't make a really big deal about it. And they had just come in and everything else. I was like, I'll wait a little bit, and he never really contacted me back. So I sent him a video back, and I said, look, you can see the LED's not working in the front right arm under the motor. And he said, okay. He said, take the battery out of it and the props off, and just send me the drone. So I sent him the drone. He's like, it'll take a day. Well, 4 or 5 days went by. I contacted them and they said, oh, well, it's the weekend. You'll get it next week. So the following week on a Wednesday, it arrived back to my wife's office. She brought it home. And after 2 days, I opened it up and I thought, well, I better check this thing out. Well, guess what? The damn LED was still broke.
Yeah, that's what you
So
said. That's kind of
contacted
crazy.
them. Yeah, so I contacted him, and then I was like, what's going on with the drone? And
But
you didn't
Robbie, that
fix
was
the
your
light.
local. That was the local dealer, not Autel, right?
There's only one. There's only one here in the whole country. There's only one dealer. And Bangkok is kind of like the capital of the whole country. Everybody's got to go to Bangkok. That's where the airports are and everything
Right.
goes. So usually your main dealers are there, and he's supposed to be the only dealer here. So after sending that back, he's like, we changed the motor. I was like, well, why would you change the motor? There was no problem with the motor. It was just the LED, and I was afraid maybe the LED was powered with a motor, power, wire. I didn't know. So anyway, it wasn't fixed. So he goes, well, we changed the motor. And I thought, well, let me throw a curve. I said, well, I took a whiteout pen and put whiteout on each motor. And these motors still have all that the white dot. So what are you telling me? And then he said, oh,
Yeah.
we changed the firmware to fix the motor problem. And I was like, change the firmware to fix a motor. So you check the software in the drone to verify there was a motor problem first, and then you upgraded that. And I said, when you did that, did the firmware let you know that the damn LED light wasn't working? Because that was the issue. And then finally, he's like, well, man, I'm in the military over here, and I had to go over here, and I was out, and I should have stayed on top of it better. So I said, well, just refund my money if we can't get it fixed and all this. One thing went into the other, and, we want to give you a new drone and all this. And I bought a gray drone. And he's like, we'll get you another drone. I said, I don't want another drone. I just give me the money back. We'll do it. And he's like, well, I need to get you a drone. I said, fine. I want an orange drone. Well, why do you want an orange one? I said, because I don't want to get this one
You
back
want a
again.
different drone? Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, well, it'll be a week. And I was like, I ain't waiting a week. And he goes, well, it'll be 2 weeks before the boat brings the other ones. They're already on the way. And I said, I'd give him some slack. I was like, okay, man, that's cool. I know I'm going to get a new one in the box. It's not going to be any issues. So I waited, and then he called me and he goes, hey, man, we got your drone in, got your new gray drone here. And I was like, whoa, back up. It's supposed to be orange. So a long story short, after we got it done, I just said, look, here's the deal. I want an orange one here, new in a box, and let me know when you have it. I don't want nothing else. So I'm waiting on the orange one now. Yeah, I'm waiting now, and we'll send it to Al so Al can check that one out.
I said, Ken's got a question for you, Al. I said, Ken's got a question for you there.
Oh, geez, I was watching something else. All right. Sorry about that. I was trying to queue up a video. My apologies. Should have been reading it. Let's see. What does Ken say? Hey, place it here. Should be flying in 60 frames instead of 30. Yeah, that would work better for those type of scenes where you can slow it down better, Ken. That way, when you pan around, you actually get a sharp instead of a fuzzy picture. Obviously, 20 frames a second, you'd have to drop it all the way down to what is the 120 frames a second resolution on the 2S, guys? I'll look it up. Anybody in the chat know?
I don't.
All right, let's see. Air 2S frame rate.
So, Robbie, have you gotten that drone yet? No or yes?
Not yet. I'm waiting on it to come now, and I'm just going to send it to Al. I mean, I just kind of like to buy them and fly them when they come in because, I mean, honestly, when I had all 4 of them together in my bag, all the drones, the damn bag was so heavy that, I mean, it was uncomfortable to do. So now I got the new PGY Tech bag that I showed last time, and I keep my Mavic 3 in there. And then I just take now that I can use my smart controller with the Air 2S, I just pack the Air 2S just in a small pouch with me. And then I go, and it's just lighter on my back. I mean, I bought that Peter McKinnon bag, and I'll say this, anybody that's traveling, buy that bag because you can put like everything in it that you want, and maybe even a small child. I mean, it'll hold anything. But if you're not traveling through airports and stuff like that, it would have to be if you're going on a weekend, or if you go to an event where you're taking a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I would recommend people to buy that bag. But just for the everyday droner, don't spend that much money on that backpack because that thing is like, it's heavy. It's a heavy bag. It really is. Too heavy. It's durable. The issue.
That'll be the stickers we'll be giving away for the South Florida.
All right, they look good.
Oh yeah, they look great. Yeah, Brad showed me that this weekend.
Yeah, and of course Brad's
Yeah.
working on the coasters and the name tag, the lanyard name tags there that Captain Ray has from Pilot Institute. Yeah, so it's shaping up. I mean, the event's here basically. I mean, it's not far away.
So I got the answer to you can shoot in 1K, either 120 frames a second or 240 frames a second. That's fabulous. So it will eat up your SD card and also load down your rendering machine. So hopefully you have a pretty decent PC or Mac that you can use to render in 240 frames a second. So yeah, Ken, check it out. It'll work out. I
Ray said
do
he
like
uses
your
that
new
pack a lot
logo.
now.
Ken's new logo is really nice. Place it here.
Yeah, I saw that. It was nice.
Yeah. Good job, Ken. It looks
Yeah, it's
nice.
funny how it seems like everybody's kind of stepped up their logos in the past year. It's like it's so great, and everybody, of course, uses that, so it's fun. Yeah, I like Ken's.
I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys, you feel like you're being preyed on by these companies like sticker mules and, get this for your channel, get this for your channel. I mean, they go after you
Well,
pretty
I
hard,
tell you
right?
what, I've never ordered from Sticker. This is makesticker.com, and they're very, it's a quality sticker, and they run really great specials. But yeah, Sticker Mule, I tell you what, they could give stickers to everybody in America that they quit sending advertisements.
Queens,
I,
Queensboro is the worst.
no,
Queensboro
I
is the
bit
worst.
on Sticker Mule. I actually
You're right.
ordered.
You're right, though, Robbie. You get that guy. Was it Fred from Queensboro? Is it Fred?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, I'm like,
Now, dude,
over here I get it at like 3 in the morning. I'm like, shit, I thought it was something important.
seriously.
I'll
Yeah,
roll back over.
I did get the hat, but from
Yeah.
Queensboro, and they do a great job. But you know,
Well, me
uh,
and Al bought some shirts when I first kind of started, and when they got to me and Al, they had sublimated on a cotton shirt, and it looked like somebody took a magic marker and they were. Al will tell you they were terrible. The ink
I
around the
know.
yeah.
outsides. I
Well, I
mean,
tell
the
you, the
poly
hats.
shirts were okay, but the cotton
Yeah,
shirts they weren't good.
they do a great job on the hats for
Yeah,
a
they
decent
do.
price.
Remember? Yeah.
Especially,
Yeah.
they run them fairly cheap sometimes because you got to be careful. But they do a good job on that. But yeah,
So, Johnny, did you get the shirt, the package I sent you that I owed you to you for over a month?
I did absolutely. Yeah, and I actually wore it on last week's show. Yeah, yeah.
Thanks, man.
Thank you for
That's
that. Yeah, and I
awesome.
gave Matt the frames and all that FPV stuff. Yeah, so
He's set. Good.
yeah,
He's
he's
such a
kind of
nice
he hadn't
gentleman.
been doing a whole lot. I mean, I actually flew a little bit of FPV Saturday out here. Of course, it was so windy, and my granddaughter was watching me, and I lost my little tiny hawk 2 for about 45 minutes, but we did find it because it got blown off course. But we did
Oh
find it. It
man.
was beeping, but
Well, good. I'm
The
glad
beep
you
is the
found it.
beep is low.
the beep is very low. Yeah, it's about
Yeah,
useless. But
yeah. You almost have to step
she
on
kind
it
of knew
to
where it
find
went
it.
down. I say she did, but because that little thing, if you land it in the grass and you see it in the goggles, you probably ain't gonna find it.
Yeah, yeah. So I flew pretty hard on Saturday. I had a rough day. I I treed my 5-inch quad about 40 feet off the ground, and I hit this branch right on the apex. You know how the drone comes in and it just went whack, and it got stuck right in the apex. And I'm just looking way up there, and I'm like, I'm gonna blow out the ESC, break every prop, but a broken drone is better than no drone, right? Because at least
Wow,
I
we
can
know we
get
know
my
you could trim trees. We know you could trim trees. I saw
I
that
did that real
firsthand.
well at your house. You were impressed that it could do that, right? It really is. And so that's what I did. I sat there and just wheel, and rocked it and broke every prop and it came falling down. And I was like, yeah,
So
I
it was
got it.
so it was stuck in the tree.
It was stuck in a tree. And so I had to go, turtle mode, fast mode. But the whole trick, I finally just put it in regular flight mode, armed it, and just laid on the throttle and rocked it. as fast and hard as I could, and finally broke every prop and fell out. So I was like, yeah, I got it. So
I've come to one conclusion on FPV. I really suck at FPV.
it takes some time, doesn't it, Johnny?
I guess
Man.
I guess I'm not giving enough time, but it's even flying a little tiny hawk in stable mode is fun,
Oh my
and
gosh.
you
It's
know
so nervous. Those little things are just a pain, man.
I don't know.
I
I just
gave up
haven't
the
put
little ones.
the stick time. I guess I just haven't put it in.
Oh,
So.
but I did trade. I traded my Mavic Mini for this diatone. So one of the guys I fly with, he's got small kids, and I was like, man, you should get a little mini. And he goes, I go, I'll trade you my mini for this, and this
Oh,
has
cool.
got a Vista in it, and it's a nice little.
How it is toys.
Man, this thing is a 3-incher, and it is freaking vacuum cleaner. When this thing goes off, it sounds like your shop vac, but it flies so smooth. So I traded my mini for this. So it was one. You remember how you get the mini combo in that gray case? It went from one gray case to the other gray case. So it was a good deal because he got something he wanted, and then I got something that I needed. Very, very cool colors, Robbie. What do you think? Do you like the colors
like
on this thing?
Hey, speaking of colors, check this out.
Yeah. What do you
Showing
got?
him
Oh
this
yeah.
earlier.
Let's show
Oh
that.
wow!
I like the orange.
So I got orange. I got a red. And I also have these coming that are in they're all fluorescent. So these are pretty fluorescent, but the other ones actually glow in the dark. So these are PLA here. And then, of course, ladies, I got some pinks because we do have some pinks in here. Then we got some golden. It's like a golden yellow. We got white, gray. Of course, we got the black. Got some greens, some blues. So I kind of hit the rainbow on all these, and I've got a bunch more coming. But the good thing about all of these, I started making some GoPro, some action cam mounts, and this is carbon fiber here. So I want to try the carbon fiber and see how much lighter weight, because when they do this, it's actually a mixture. There's nothing pure. So it's got to be mixed with, this one's mixed with PETG. So it's going to be a harder material. So we use these for GoPro mounts and stuff like that. Because you know what it's like, if you want to get some of those GoPro mounts, it's so funny because if you want the little mount, they want like $8-9 for it. But for $14.99, you can get the Ultra Kit with 144 GoPro parts. I don't need that crap. I just need the one piece. So we're going to make some of those pieces and kind of give those out and let people test them out. But it's been fun so far, just making sure this machine runs good.
I put that down there. You can share. That's Brad. What he's showing, and that's the lanyard right there. I don't know if you can. There you go. That's what it's going to look like.
Oh, cool. It looks good.
Yeah, that's awesome. He showed me how those bags are. Yeah,
and then let's see. He's got that too. I don't know if you can.
I can see whatever you see.
A coaster. Can you see that?
Nope.
All right. Let me share that one. Brad's making a coasters, which that'll be here.
Oh wow! I don't know what happened to my camera, but it decided to change its.
There we go. Oh, good. They look nice.
Yeah, and I think it's Brad and everybody, everybody loved. That's a great souvenir to take away from that event. So.
That is cool.
Brad's been doing. He's got 2 of those laser engravers.
So yeah, of course, Brad's making some. I know he's doing some skulls. He said, "Look, this one is. You can't put another wire. If you need a wire, just come over here to the house. I mean, don't buy none."
I know. I was showing off my skull. Like
it looks like a Radio Shack.
Yeah, it is. Hey, Johnny, I need a cable. Send it to me.
Yeah.
I tell
Hey,
you what, it's in there.
tell Brad to put a hole in there in a USB and a LED light where he plugs them in. Now, the ones that we saw that he did online, that he posted on the Facebook groups, he had done them in the rainbow in the multicolor where it switches the color as it goes up. Man,
Yeah.
it was cool looking. It
Yeah,
Yeah,
was
that'd be a
cool
good.
looking.
Hey, that'd be a
Great
good
job.
idea. Like put a little USB port right here and then plug it in.
and one of the tricks about buying the right filament for that, get the fast change. And I learned this from Brad this weekend. Get the fast change reels, the color fast change. Otherwise, you're not going to get, because like this was a rainbow color, and you can see how long it took for it to change. And the problem was is when I printed this, you have to print it on its um, like this, both flat ends, so the colors don't jive because you close it.
I don't know,
And
but somebody needs to make a bunch of these for the battery.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Johnny, is that a hard plastic or is it the rubber one?
Brad gave me these. It's hard. Yeah, this is.
It's hard. Okay, because I've got. Let me see here.
It's pretty cool because at least you put them in there, and I don't know one of
Well,
them. I don't know if one got bent or something. I don't know how it did, but it's pretty hard.
yeah, me and Al were at the James River, and we were flying off a rock. And Al, remember when I dropped my battery?
Oh yeah.
And I dropped the Air 2S battery, and then I had bought some of those from Amazon, but they were the rubber ones, so they really squeeze the edges. They're tight. Had I had that on there, I might have been able to save that battery. So the battery was flashing, and I was trying to dry it out, and I was like, put it there and see if it'll fly. I was like, hell no, I don't want to do that. It'll fall because we were like over the rapids where we were, but
You
luckily
would never
it was
found
only the
anything.
battery and it wasn't the drone.
But
So
Al, you got 3D printer, right, Al? Yeah.
I do. It's sitting right over my shoulder right
Okay.
now.
Yeah, I see
And
it right there. I do. Yeah.
yeah, and I use it all the time to make my drone parts. And here's what I want to make for you, for people that are interested. If you're interested in a drop system for your Air 2 or Air 2S, let me know. I'll make them, and I'll just take donations. So let me share my screen, Robbie, and you can
I'm going to say we drop this. Go ahead.
Sharon now, and you'll have to accept it.
Okay.
So this is the drop system for. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and there we go. And so this gentleman put this together. It looks really nice, right? Because all you have to do is use Velcro to go around the top, but you can see the photo sensor here, and then you can see. Um, Geez, now I'm drawing a blank, man. I forgot to take my geriatric medicine this morning. My memory's going, but my servo, there you go. It finally came. Yay. The servo right there. And then you have your battery on this end. So, yeah, that's the print. And here's
Hey,
what it looks like on the drone. So it looks very nice. So if anybody wants one of these, let me know and I'll print a bunch of them. I'm probably going to print a bunch of them and
Al,
just
Al,
print
just,
it.
Al, just saying, I could use some landing skids on this little tiny hawk too. Just
Oh,
saying,
yeah.
Brad.
I have so many of them. I'll send them to you. Yeah.
Just just bring them. Just no, you ain't got to send them now.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah,
You
one
did get
broke,
my
one
frame.
broke, so I had to take the other three off. So
And you do have the spare frame now, so you're in good shape.
the
Yeah.
way
I
I
like the
fly,
way the Velcro does.
the way I fly, I need spare frames.
It's okay. That's what that they're designed to do. Yeah, you see that? That looks really nice, Robbie, don't you think?
Yeah, it does. Now, what
And
parts do you have to put in that after you print it out?
um, well, you have to put the servo on it and the photo sensor in it, and then the photo sensor's right here. You see, right there.
Yeah, I
I
like the
think
way that it wraps around the top of that battery.
yeah, and there's the photo sensor you can see there, and then it's all tied into the battery. So it's just a switch. That's just a switch, and then so you see the shaft coming through here, and it
Yeah,
goes through there. And let's see if I back up. Will it show the shaft? Yeah, you see the shaft right there.
yeah, yeah.
So
I'm
very
excited to
simple
see
build, and it's just you could get any 9 gram servo, and
yeah,
so you could drop everything down. And he looks like he put a logo here. He
yeah.
sewed it, like he sewed it on there. Um, but anyway, yeah. What do y'all think? That looks nice.
I think it
It
looks
does.
good, Al. I like and like I said, I like the way that it wraps around the batteries because a lot of the stuff that the third party companies are selling today, they always like clamp on the side and hope that the edge holds it on, which a lot
Yeah,
of times it doesn't hold it on. So I like the
yeah.
way that that is wrapped around the top, you know?
And I started printing them, and I was thinking about printing them red because they jump. But a lot of black, you can never go wrong with black.
Yeah.
So there's what the back view looks. Um, So let's take a look at the instructions. Let's see what the instructions look like. Let me bring it down to 100 again. And there's his instructions here. So it's a,
How many
it's,
pieces?
go ahead, Robbie.
How many pieces?
Ah, good question. Looks like there's just 2 pieces, Robbie. One here,
Yeah.
and then this one. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because this one here is going to slide the battery in it, and I think this one here is going to clamp the battery down. So this is the
Yeah.
battery housing, but everything else is one piece. And this is where your servo mounts, your 9 gram servo right here.
Sure.
And this is where your shaft will be going through that attaches to the servo. And this hole here is where your photocell is going to be. And there's your wiring channels here for the battery
Yeah.
and the servo.
Wow. Yeah, it
So
looks good. That's a good design, Al. And it's the right drone to make it for too, because a lot of us have that drone.
I agreed. I'll make a bunch and bring them with us, and we'll just take donations and try to help out.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the with everybody coming, everybody's got new stuff to show and products and everything else. I'm really excited to see some different stuff that's actually out there. I've been flying the Mavic 3 lately more than I've been flying my 2S. And I did buy all the ND filters that came with the Mavic 3. Oh, he's got him another little sticker there. Confidence meter.
That's Chris
I'm
Waters.
not on
Hey,
the top yet.
that's Chris Waters. Okay.
yeah, Chris always talks about the confidence meter. He sent a bunch of
That's
stickers,
right.
and we'll be giving some. Yeah, his
Oh my
sticker
God.
does it. It's
Oh,
cool.
very cool.
Oh,
So
that's good.
remember, I was telling you I
Chris a
got
good
the
guy, man. I
drones.
tell you.
Yeah, he is super nice. Remember, I told you I got the drone stuck in the tree, and
Right.
then I was walking back with it, and I hit a switch, and I had put my pre-arm on, and I hit a switch, and I had the drone in my hand, and it freaking armed. I dropped that thing, moved out of the way, and it took off up in the air. And I'm just watching it, and I'm like, okay, I'm hitting the kill switch, and that thing came falling down again. I was a
At
mess.
least you got it.
I,
At least you
well,
got it
yeah,
pinned.
but the
Hey,
confidence meter went
yeah,
all the way to the
Chris.
red.
Chris always talks. Hey, changing subjects. What about this damn Mini 3? What's the deal? Is that a fake picture,
Yeah,
real picture? What?
I don't know. The only one I seen, and it's so funny, is this kid does a review. And I mean, I'm not saying that he ain't got a lot of subs, but he ain't got a lot of subs. But he's popping up this drone saying, "Hey, we got this. It came from a great contact and all this." Well, nobody else knows who the contact is. The thing looks like it's got protruding eye sensors on the front of it.
I
I
kind
just
of
don't
agree.
know.
Maddie wrote. I think that's a picture of a box, and I really do think it's real. I
I
think
think so
Sean's gonna be
too.
on. I think it's the real deal. Now, I listen. Been
Yeah.
wrong before. That's just me thinking. Nobody. I got no
Well,
influence. I don't know anything. But
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Before we were all trying to decide when and if it comes out, which it will, what will it actually sell for? And Johnny, I think me and you thought the $800 range. But if you notice that box, did you see the controller beside the box? It had the smart controller in it.
well, I don't think it's a smart controller. It's some type of smart control. I don't think it's the smart controller, but I
Yeah,
do think
that's
it's
all
a
we need. That's all we need is another damn smart controller.
I mean, I don't. I think it may just be, specific for that drone, and I think it's going to be sold in a couple versions. Maybe some kind of budget type, and then maybe a SE, and maybe I'm not sure it'll be 3 or it's going to be 2. But it's not going to be with that controller. I agree, but they can't price it. You get the Air 2S for it was $1749 at B&H at one time, and so is that with that controller, would that be 1,200? I mean, is that too much for a mini? I mean, I just paid $950 for one.
If it's got a smart controller with it, unless my smart controller works with it, I won't be buying it. I am not buying any more controllers. With all the stuff they've had going on with the old smart controller. Now, you remember I had the old smart controller I bought from Air 2S, and then I got my new RC, the new controller for with the Mavic 3. So
Right.
I put the smart controller on eBay. Got $700 for it. And I mean, that thing was flawless. I mean, I take care of my stuff. It's clean. The guy gets it, waits almost 2.5 weeks, and he says, "Hey, I want to refund this controller because it's got a crack in it." I was like, dude, it didn't have no crack in it when I sent it. And I mean, I packed it good. It can actually, I shipped it to the US with the drone that I sent Al. Al, was there any damage on your stuff?
No, not at all. As a matter
Exactly.
of fact,
So he wanted his money back. And I said, dude, show me the crack. So he sent me a picture of the top of it. I couldn't see anything at all, any cracks, anything. And I mean, I know it wasn't cracked anyway. So we were in a battle of whether or not I was going to return the money. So the guy I had been selling stuff for years on eBay, 100%, never had an issue, never had a complaint. And I mean, when I say hundreds, I mean like hundreds and hundreds of stuff that I've sold. And so the guy tells me at eBay, well, to make your customer happy, why don't you just give him the money back? I'm sitting there saying, dude, it ain't $7. It's 700. It cost me over 100 to ship it to the US. I said, and he said, well, why don't you do a partial? And I'm like, why? There's nothing wrong with the device. So I emailed the guy back and I said, is it only a crack? Is the device working perfectly with no issues? Because I can't even see the crack. And the guy never did respond to me. And of course, I don't think eBay returned his money. And I'd have been fair and I'd have given him the money back. But I know there was nothing wrong with it. So since he wouldn't respond back to me, we'll wait and see what eBay does because they do have the power to reach in and take the money out. But anyway, done with that story. Yeah. Keep going, guys.
I was trying to find the spec sheets on the Mini 3, and I found a bunch of little kind of shady little specs there, and I think we'll just have to wait. It's going to be using the same sensor as the Nano, and it's going to be using the same sensor as the Zeno Mini Pro. But they're all 1-inch sensors. So the difference is going to be, what kind of glasses be in front of that sensor.
Well, it's not a 1-inch. It's not a 1-inch sensor on the Nano
Plus. It is. Yeah, it's a little bigger than 1-inch sensor. Johnny, I was going to call you Rodney. Sorry.
I thought it was a little less than a 1 inch.
It's a little bigger. I'll look it up real quick. Let's take a look.
I'm gonna put the StreamYard link in here if anybody wants to jump on and make any comments.
This is 1 inch. I might be wrong, Johnny. I don't know.
This is 1 inch, right?
I don't know what kind of camera you use.
I'm not touching that one, buddy.
I'm
not touching that thing with Robbie's thing either. So.
Yeah, it's not an inch. It's kind of between the Mini 2 and the Air 2S. It's kind of right in that sweet spot there.
Yeah, I'm curious, like Al said, I'm curious to see what camera comes on it, what's actually there. Like I said before, I've been flying the Mavic 3 more, playing with the camera more, and I did buy the ND filters. I bought both. I got the one set with the Fly More pack, and then I bought the other set of ND filters, which are darker. So what I want to do is I want to be able. I've been testing those, and I want to compare those. PGY Tech sent me some new stuff. This was sent to me. I didn't buy it, and they did give me the product, but I'm not getting paid to advertise for it. But they did want me to review it on the Mavic 3 and see how these. So I'm going to compare these to the ND filters that came with the Mavic 3 because the issue is, in order to buy the extra filters, they sell them in a 4-pack. They're $180, but they also have a wide angle lens, which is just one lens. And guess what? It's $180 too. So no matter what they sell for that product, it's always going to be that $180. These are like a third of the price. So I'm really eager to see how these compare to the ones that actually came with the drone itself. So I'm gonna work on that this week and do a comparison, see if I can see any difference. And if that's the case, you guys that are wanting to buy the ND filters for the Mavic 3, just buy them from PGY Tech. So these
So
companies making these have to have access to whatever this material is lens wise. I mean, honestly, somebody with the 3D printer, if they could get the ND filter itself, they could probably make their own ND filters.
So I found information, Johnny. It's a 1.28-inch sensor.
Yeah.
So it's bigger than 1 inch. It's both. This is the same sensor that it's an IMX 877, I think, from Sony. So everybody's got to use the Sony sensor, and it's all about the lens. And let's see if I can delete some.
Bob Casey, not to cut you off, they do have rooms, and I think that cutoff date is tomorrow or the next Tuesday. So you got to give that code SFD, and you get those rooms for $139. So I would go ahead and book that, soon.
Can you put that in chat, Johnny?
Yeah, the code is
that way. Everybody could just refer to it. If not, I can put it in.
I got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So in the chat, I also put in what I found. Untitled drone, the Evo Nano Plus, can increase 40% more light under the premise of the same lens and sensor because they're using a German company for the lenses. So the question is, what German company is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Leica? Leica? How do you pronounce it? I don't know.
I think it's Leica.
You're right. I was wrong, Johnny. And Chris pointed that out as 1/1.28. So it's a little bit smaller.
Yeah, it's right there on the. You can see it on the.
Yeah.
lens.
Yeah. So I misread it, guys.
1/1.28.
Which is
Chris.
smaller
Thanks,
than an inch. Yeah.
Yeah. And so if we just divide 1 by 1.28, Chris, what is the math on that? I'll do it here. 1 divided by 1.28.
The low light capability of this drone is incredible, though.
Yeah, so it is. It is really nice. So it's a 0.78-inch sensor.
Johnny, the first time that I watched the video, I shot over some water. They had a windmill sticking up out of the water that the wind blew across the water and went. And when I was videoing with that drone, it looked good. But when I put it on the screen and brought it up, I was like, wow, this is like Air 2S quality. I mean, it was really, really clear to be a little drone like that. I'm excited on the Mini 3. I like the angle of the legs that they did on the Mavic 3. And if that really comes in that drone, I just like that. It does keep it up off the ground. Sometimes we fly in areas that aren't real flat and plain, where the camera has to position itself and it looks down, up, left, and right. And sometimes you can scratch that thing, depending on what you lay it on when you take off. Especially if you're in a grass area. We all have always eat a little grass here and there and spinning up to take off, but you don't want to, and that's okay, but you don't want to mess with the gimbal situation there.
Yeah. So yeah, I stuck my big foot in my mouth, but at least you pointed out that out, Johnny. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
so
but it's
a little confusing.
It's between a Mini 2 and the Air 2S. So and if I don't know if they can. I listen. I'm sure that they can. But a 1-inch sensor on a 249. It's going to be cost. It's going to be heavier. It's so we'll see. I don't know. Hey, we're not going to be surprised. I mean, no, I say we will be surprised what DJI does. I mean, we always do something we're not thinking about. So hey, let's see how it turns out.
Well, to stay under that weight, it just makes you think, what the hell did they cut from? Because they ain't gonna cut from the battery. So what else they gonna cut from?
Man,
They're running out.
well, it looks like it's like this long. It's like it's all squeezed in there. So
Exactly.
I think they just cut off the front of the. They only gave you the front part of the drone.
yeah,
right?
it's a, but we'll see. I think actually on Drone Nation night, I think Sean Air Photography, is it Sean? Yeah.
So Maddie's saying that the sensor on the Mini 3 is going to be 1/1.3. So let's see what. So it's going to be a little smaller than the Nano. Yeah, because there was so the math comes out to 0.77 inches on the Mavic Mini 3.
Basically the same camera as a Nano Plus, basically.
Yeah, the sensor's a tad smaller, it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're different sensors for sure. So probably but if they get the Hasselblad glass, or that's going to be a nice camera.
Well, while he's looking at that, I'm gonna make a comment here, and without getting into the political stuff, but all the stuff that's going on, I've not seen that much stuff on Facebook, because they block it, about all the war and everything that's going on. Somebody, and I should have saved this to show it, but evidently there's another droner and a group of guys that got together, and they raised, I think, $50,000 or $60,000, and they sent 127 DJI drones over to Ukraine, where they can use that to monitor the area. Did you see that, Johnny, where they gave all the drones to them?
I've seen
Yeah.
I saw it, but I didn't read the article, but I did see it pop up.
It wasn't national news here, Robbie. It was in the national news.
It's not DJI that did it. These are like some guys that got together, did a GoFundMe, and they sent them. But guys, here's my question. And this is some stuff. I've been doing business in China for years. I've got about 125 people here that work, and me and Al have gone through this. And I'm actually closing shop and moving everything over here to Thailand just because of the political stuff going on. But I guess my issue is we got all these drones from them, and if something happened and we got into it with one of these other countries, how do we know that they couldn't use the technology against us? And I'm just being honest, because I love my drones. So is it a situation where we could reprogram them with a different software where only we would have access? I guess that's my question, because guys, we never knew what was going on, but the way the U.S. is going, I honestly feel like that we should step up as a neighboring country, and we should help these people, because I would hope it's just being a humanitarian to do the right thing. But on the other hand, the issue is, we're not going out there and doing any shooting, but we're like handing the loaded gun saying, point it here and pull the trigger at this exact. So we're kind of like puppet master in here. And, I don't know what everybody's feeling beliefs are, but this could get us in all of this could get us in some crap with Russia. And if China doesn't take the right side, which I think China looks now and says, well, crap, all these countries are against Russia. We'll never sell anything else again if we go with Russia. Yeah. So it's a big issue. But I'll say this, for years and years, and you guys have all heard this, because most of us here, they're Americans. Every time there's a conflict, what do they say? USA always sticks their nose in first. Well, let me tell you, Europe and all these companies, all these other countries seem to have been there the same time before and saying more than we are. So are we holding back so we don't have to say we stuck our nose in first, or what? Because, what is the use of having NATO to point the finger? If ain't nobody going to stand up and do something about it, what's the use having them? They're like, no one can stop him. Well, hell, let him grow then. Let him grow so he's more dangerous.
Well, Robbie. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I thought you were.
But here's the comment. When we went into war and had all the issues with bin Laden, what did we do? We went in and we took him out. What happened with Saddam Hussein? We went in and we took him out. there are so many people in Russia that aren't for this. And in the same way, I'm sure in American wars, when we go, parents, other people, we don't want our children going too. So we want to protect, but we don't control that. It's the leaders that control it. And it's amazing that a leader can get a bunch of people killed like that. It's a shame. So I hate the fact that knowing that if we ever really got into it and we started nuking each other, that a lot of innocent people are going to get killed. It's just awful. But my subject amongst all this was our drones are from China. What is it going to cost? The reason I shut down and move everybody here is my guys were like, hey, if we put sanctions on here, when the company runs out of money over here, Robbie, how are you going to send money to pay the employees? And that was a big issue. So I was like, well, so I'm pulling everything over here. They will still they do web design and do programming is what their job is. So if it comes into a situation where I can't send money, well, then we totally close. So over the next 90 days, I'm in the process of moving everybody over here to a new facility to work. Not really the people, but the work and some of the people. And I've got some people coming from Costa Rica over here that are going to be taking up the slack for those employees. But, I'm just wondering what's going to happen if something happens with China and we got all these Chinese drones. Al?
Well, here's the deal. Yeah, they can brick them anytime they want, and they can force an upgrade that bricks your drone. An example: somebody steals your drone. You tell DJI that they stole your drone. They will customize a target, a firmware upgrade, mandatory firmware upgrade for your drone, for that particular drone, and they will brick it. And so if China wants to side with Russia, all those drones that ended up in those people's hands will be bricked. They will not be able to use them. So what are the people to do? Well, they're going to probably build their own, but that takes a lot longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what companies, what options do we have, Al, besides, Alltel is from China too. And I'll say this, I like the Alltel. I don't have an issue with it, but with all the information that I got, I was kind of sent some information from somebody overseas. It was like, if people know that you have to get these drones repaired in China, it's going to kill some of the business for Alltel. And he sent it to me saying, here's my issue. So basically he was saying that since he was the dealer, it was money out of his pocket to return, that the company was like, hey, and they were trying to be nice and keep me quiet because they didn't want me coming on live stream complaining about Alltel. They're like, help this guy, give him his money, give him a drone, give him whatever he wants, because they don't want stuff to get out, which, all companies have that. But if someone didn't want to buy a Chinese drone and wanted a GPS drone, Al, what would they buy?
Well, I mean, you would have to go with the Xeno product line or the FEMI product line, something that they can't really brick it for you.
Parrot,
you know?
but they're no
Parrot, yeah. There you
no
go
more.
with the French product, and then you would have to get the Skydio product lines. Or
Okay. Well, let's take out China in general with everything, even manufacturing the stuff, not software. Because FEMI, all that stuff's made in China. I mean, who do we have in the U.S. that's making 100% of everything?
Yeah, there's only a few companies, and they're very nichey. Skydio being one.
Yeah.
We need more competition for DJI.
Skydio isn't a drone for most. Skydio isn't a drone for most people. The kind of flying I do. I mean, personally,
Yeah, it would work on your little. It would work on your little bike, man. You get on your little bike, have it chase you around. That would be fun. I can't believe we've been on for over an hour. Wow.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all asking me, and I haven't eaten, but it goes by quick. I know, man. I talk about it every Wednesday. I know Captain Ray and I is like, man, is Wednesday like every other day? Like every other day, it seems like it's like it just pops around,
Well, you've been streaming a lot lately. I noticed that you were popping up on my feed. Yeah, Johnny's live. Johnny's live.
I do the Sunday morning.
Yeah, but then you did the flight live too later on that day, right? Too.
I hadn't done any live flight recently.
Okay, it must have been somebody else. Yeah, so Maddie was talking.
Made a comment.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Problem is DJI has already captured the market. people like Hubbs and try, but they don't stand a chance. Yeah, nobody really stand. The only way anybody is ever going to get above DJI is if an American manufacturer comes in and makes a drone equivalent or better at the same price. That's going to be the issue right there.
Yeah, and the
And you
problem,
know,
of course, is manufacturing. There's just no way to manufacture as cheap as you can in China because you got
it,
all those buildings that people can't leave from.
exactly. Yeah, you're right. Exactly. You're exactly right on that. But
Slave
you
labor,
know,
in a sense.
you would think to a point, I mean, you never want to piss your customers off. And you would think China would look at some of this stuff and say, wow, I mean, look at Walmart. Walk into Walmart and look at all the stuff that's made from China. Imagine if Walmart said one day, we're not buying nothing else, nothing. If it's got something from China in it, we're not buying it. Think about how many companies over there would close and be hungry because of that. So
Yeah,
it's just
I was looking at Chuck's comment. I know everybody else is getting their satellites a lot quicker on that Mavic 3, Chuck. So maybe I know Captain Ray's got it in a couple minutes, and so I don't know. Maybe
yeah, and
check
it
everything.
sounds like the GPS module is actually the one having the issues, right?
yeah,
Because there are very good GPS modules you can buy, and there are some cheap, not so good GPS modules you can buy. And of course, we get back to the China manufacturing plants. Uh,
yeah.
so, what's up, Johnny? Well, you got your hands up in the air. You're
No, I'm just saying it's kind of like it's you don't know about could that be I know maybe Chuck just got a bad I mean because it seems like recently everybody I don't know about everybody I know Captain Ray and I think Marcus said it the other day and I think Ron flew in Florida so it seems like they're getting them a lot quicker. Now Chuck's he just said what 8 minutes. I mean that is a I mean hey that I ain't saying
that's
that's
10% battery right
yeah, I'm
there.
about to say it's using up your battery as it's sitting there, but that's kind of crazy. So maybe he needs to start a ticket with DJI on that particular drone. Yeah, see
I
Ray just
would,
said
yeah, I would for sure, right?
Yeah, that's
Because
true. I had one situation, but it's been like 3 weeks ago where I went to a different area and it did, Johnny. It took a long time to pick up, but now within a couple of minutes now it seems to pick up real fast. My only complaint is, they're bragging now that the controller works with Air 2S, and it does. But every time you switch drones, it says, got to update the firmware 1 minute, please. And then you got to cut the app off and turn it back on to activate the other drone. That's kind of annoying when you're out flying.
yeah. Well, I
I
don't
mean,
know,
the
Chuck. I know.
software is already in the remote. It's not downloading anything from the internet. So if it's already in there, why is it saying we got to load software? We're updating or downloading software. No, no, it's not. There's no connection there. It's
they should
already
just
in the
say we got
software.
to change. Yeah, they should just say we got to
Exactly.
change your persona, right?
Well, when
Which
you bring
is
it up, it does have both drones on the smart
yeah,
controller where it shows the Air 2S and the Mavic 3. Whatever one you stop flying on, when you start that controller, it's automatically going to see that one. The other one's right beside it. You switch to the Mavic 3, the same thing every time. I mean, it searches for the drone, it can't find it. I have to backspace out of the app, open the app back up, and then when I do, it'll say, oh, firmware not compatible or something, update the firmware, and then it loads. I just think that they could find a way to make it work faster than the process is if they do that because it's a little annoying.
let's think about this, Robbie. The persona profile is a different kernel they got to boot.
Right.
So that's what they're doing. They're booting a different kernel that has all the profiles needed for that
Yeah, but it should be set up when
drone.
you pick your drone, it does it automatically without having to tell you. The same way when you boot a computer and you got a dual boot from Linux to Windows, you have one screen that you click which one you want and it goes to that one. Well, you're already choosing the drone on the smart controller and then it's telling you, oh, we got to switch. It's not smooth. You got to go out of the app and open the app back up to get it to do. It's not doing
Yeah,
automatically. They could make it easier and
it
they
sounds
got to
like
find
they
a way to
didn't.
do it.
It sounds like they didn't put the user interface hooks into the kernel correctly or something, But who cares? That's their gig.
I just hope they did. Well, look, guys, we've gone over 20 minutes. Al, you want to promote anything? I know you've got somebody coming on your
Oh yeah,
show.
Jenna C is going to be on the show on Thursday night, guys. Drop by, say hi to Jenna, and encourage her about her FPV build. So we're going to be talking about FPV builds, and and talking like we are now. So drop by Thursday night, 7 o'clock on the Duran Fox channel.
All
Also,
right.
just released my first video in a long time, the Nano Plus initial impressions.
Okay. And Johnny, what you got
Yeah,
going on? Who's on your show next Wednesday
we
night?
got Lauren Donar and Build a Drone Reviewer. So that's Wednesday
right.
night. So yeah, tune in for that, and that'll be fun. Lauren, always gets picked on. He's certain questions we can't ask Lauren, but hey, we'll try to find out much as we can. And of course, Build a Drone Reviewer. Everybody knows Bill. So yeah. And tune in to Drone Nation tonight, just in about 45 minutes. They'll have a great show. So yeah, it'll be fun.
Now you can ask Lauren.
Thank you for having me.
You
Yeah,
can
it's a
ask
pleasure
Lauren the
having you,
questions.
Johnny.
He just can't. Lauren just can't answer him. You can ask him what you want, but whether or not he'll tell you.
Yeah. We pick on Lauren a lot. We try to get a little insight, but hey, he's
Sure.
a great guy, and he has a great knowledge. Of course, he's a photographer by trade, so he really loves the drone part of the camera part. And that's Marcus says it all the time. Hey, that's really why you buy a drone. I mean, all the little extra features and the obstacle avoidance and all that stuff is great. But, if you just get out there and fly and be careful, hey, you can get some great shots without a lot of fancy features, But, hey, we all want that. And, that it looks good on side of a box,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's part of the competition.
Yeah,
Part of the
that's right.
competition.
I had seen one of the images that Lauren had shot and sold. Wow, I was impressed.
Yeah,
He got
Ooh.
postcard type stuff. Yeah, I mean, it really does.
Yeah, he's got some stuff that just looks like a huge company is produced. It looked really, really well. So yeah, last thing I'll say, try to encourage new people into the drone community so we can get some more people in here. I've been actually hitting up some other drone people that I've been finding on my Instagram and inviting them in that had no idea, Johnny, about your show, Al's, mine, none of them. And the guy lives in Texas. And I'm like, you live in Texas and you don't know who any of us are. So there's a lot of people out. So you guys start reaching out to other people that you may be seeing in Instagram and Facebook and different stuff and introduce them to our channels so we can look at their channels and bring some stuff in because we love having you guys in. But y'all all know as we're looking through the chat, when we see a new person over in the chat, we're like, hey, we got someone else new in. When you're out flying your drone and people are looking, show them the screen, show them that there's a camera in it. A lot of people, they're like, oh, he's got a drone. They don't understand that there's a camera on it. Show and try to get more people involved in this hobby. And other than that, that's all I got to say. And stay. Let's see, the next in 30 minutes, we got Marcus and Ron coming on. So
Drone Nation.
other than that,
Drone Nation. DeMarco too.
Yeah, DeMarco
too. He's in there. So y'all stay up and catch that show. It's morning my time. It's 7:20. Well, it's 8:22 here. So
I'm gonna go grab a little supper. I haven't eaten yet, but then I'll catch Ron and Marcus and DeMarco. And DeMarco doesn't have to make a football pick tonight. So hey.
Okay.
Okay, guys. We'll see y'all Monday night. Thanks for stopping by and hanging in with us so long. Have a great night.